Ladies and gentlemen, it's Max Bygraves.
Everything I need. You're the song I sing.
With Jeff Love and his orchestra and the Mike Sam Singers.
Of all of the places that I'd rather be with you tonight. Of all of the faces that I'd rather see you tonight. Of all of the people in this great big world, I'd climb a steeple to view. It isn't your mother, your sister, or brother. It's you, and it's you. Ladies and gentlemen, some lovely faces in town that I'm so glad to see tonight. First of all, from Australia, Judith Durham. From Hollywood, Mr. Jim Backus. Yeah. From the Dorchester, Mr. George Burns. Of all of the places that we'd rather be with you tonight. Of all of the faces that we'd rather see you tonight. Of all of the people in this great big world, we climb a steeple to view. It isn't your mother, your sister, or brother. It's you and you. Join in. Don't you know it? I'll teach you. Everything I sing, you sing. Ready? I say that was jolly. Shall we have it again with the voices? Not many Muslims in tonight. This might not do nothing for you, but at this moment it's pouring with rain in Persia. I'm going to do a song, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll tell you the reason I do this song is because I've just recorded it. And the reason I tell you I've just recorded it is because we've got a publicity man, and he's supposed to let everybody know when we make a record, and he doesn't make a very good job of it. He handles a singer named Horace Pennyfinger. You ever heard of Horace Pennyfinger? And that's his mother. I was going to, Jeff, yes.
Well, do you mind? Because every week when you introduce me, you ridicule me, you see?
I never ridicule you.
If I could say it, I'd have my revenge. No, you do. You ridicule me every week. So this week, I've written my own announcement. So would you mind reading it, please?
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
You know?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our leader, Jeff Love.
Please.
He is known... He is known in the profession as good old Jeff. And as a musician, has ratted with the best of them.
The word is rated.
Well, it's not my fault if you can't spell. Now, this song, as I was telling you, it came from My Fair Lady. Now, originally, the show was called Pygmalion. And I think they altered it because I've never met a living soul that ever knew what the word Pygmalion meant.
Pygmalion, of course. It's from Greek mythology. Pygmalion, it's all about a sculptor who made a model of a beautiful woman, and he was so carried away with its beauty that he fell in love with it. That's Pygmalion, yes.
As I was saying, I've never met a living soul that ever knew what it meant.
But anyway, Max, yes,
Yeah.
you carry on.
But we do know We do know it was the first time in the West End of London that a leading lady was heard to utter a six-lettered word on the stage. Which reminds me of a very funny story about a young couple, and one day the wife turns to the husband, she says, "Darling, don't keep saying bloody in front of the C-H-I-L-D." Yeah.
Max, would you be surprised if I said to you, I don't understand that?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, you've turned me off the song. You go and conduct the orchestra and work it out later, will you? Here's a beautiful song, beautifully sung. By the time I get to Phoenix, she'll find my note I left hanging on her door. She'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving. Cause I've left that girl many times before. By the time I make Albuquerque, she'll be working. She'll probably stop at lunch and give me a call. But she'll just hear that phone keep on ringing on the wall. That is all. By the time I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. She'll turn softly and she'll call my name out low. And she'll cry just to think I'd really leave her. Though time and time I've tried to tell her so. She just didn't know I would really go.
You know, I've been thinking.
Yeah?
Shouldn't that have been, don't say B-L-O-O-D-Y in front of the child?
You still on that one?
Well, it worries me.
They finished laughing at that 5 minutes ago, from Land's End to John O'Groats.
Ah, but what about the people in between?
It does not matter. We have them surrounded.
Anyway, Mike, no, I'm sorry. I still think I'm right.
No, you're not right. No,
What can I do?
yeah. Look, go and water the lawn.
But it's raining outside.
Well, go and dry it.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you've admired somebody for a long, long time and you suddenly meet them face to face on your show, it's a thrill. But it's a double pleasure when they turn out to be twice as nice as you expected them to be. Say hello to Mr. George Burns.
Thank you very much. I can't tell you what a thrill it is for me to be back in London again. I just love it here, and the people are so nice. And to show you that I appreciate it, I'm going to sing for you. Jeff and Mikey. Augustus J. McCann was a hempback married man. He has been fighting with his wife since married life began. Isn't that nice? That's just the start. You like it, I'll sing another song. And if you don't, I'll sing 5. One night at 3:30, while out upon a spree, a motor knocked him down and out and nearly broke his knee. Gets better all the time. Tom Jones asked me whether I'd let him sing this song of mine, and I told him he could sing it. Hope he doesn't ruin it. If he does, I'll sing his Delilah. I'm stopping at the Dorchester Hotel, and I was having dinner there last night. And sitting opposite me was this young, beautiful girl who wore a see-through dress. And I kept right on having my dinner. See, I'm at the point now that I forgot what I'm supposed to look for. I've reached that age where there are only 3 things in life that I still love to do. I like to sing, I like to smoke, and I like hot soup. One guy looked down and said, I think this bloke is dead. But when he said, let's take him home, McCain jumped up and said, he held it, don't. Hold it. I must tell you, before I came to London, the Edward G. Robinsons gave a big party in their house, and, well, it wasn't a big, it was an intimate party. They got this beautiful home in Beverly Hills, and they gave this little intimate party, about 600 people. Anytime you put 600 people into a room that can only hold 70, they've got to be intimate. And I was sitting at the same table with Jack Lemmon and Edie Adams and Zsa Zsa Gabor and Eddie Fisher. And Groucho Marx came over to the table, and he told Edie Adams that he dreamt about her last night, that he wouldn't tell her what he dreamt, and thanked her for an exciting evening and walked away. She turned to me and she says, you know, I dreamed too. Groucho was nothing. I walked out in the middle of it. And then I started mixing with all the guests, and you couldn't tell the men from the women the way they dressed today. There were women there in double-breasted suits and low-heeled shoes and wide ties. I got so confused, I walked up to Lawrence Harvey and I said, Mia, you were wonderful in Rosemary's Baby. But the funniest side of the evening was Mickey Rooney dancing with Raquel Welch. It was funnier than that. He looked like he had 3 heads. All I saw was the back of his neck, but I think he was smiling. She had to do the leading. He ran into the wall twice. And the orchestra was playing that wild go-go music. Mickey was doing a waltz. When you dance with her, you not only can't see, you can't hear. Then, what's his name was there? What is that fella's name? Beatty, Warren Beatty. And the girls kept chasing him all over the place. You'd never believe this. You know, they tell me that he goes out with 2 or 3 different girls every night. I wouldn't do what he's doing for all the money in the world. Well, come to think of it, I couldn't do what he's doing. I'm lucky if I can hold on to my electric toothbrush. Well, that's enough about the sociable. Let me finish that song. One guy looked down and said, I think this bloke is dead. But when he said, let's take him home. You ready? McCann jumped up and said, he hollered, don't take me home. Please don't take me home. Oh, tell me, what did I do to you? Oh, have a little pity. I'm a poor married man. In search of peace I roam. I'm with you most anything you do, but please don't take me. I'm not going. You can't make me. Yes, I'm staying. Oh, please, please, don't take me. Hold it. Sustain that last note loud and long, 'cause that's my finish. Now.
We'll be back after the soup break. And welcome back to part 2, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you a story. There's a fella, he's got a big house in the middle of London, right in Hampstead. He's got a big house, a yacht, a Rolls Royce, and he's never paid any income tax. And one day, the government, the tax officials visited him. They said, you've got this big house, you've got the yacht, the Rolls Royce. We look at the books, you've never paid any income tax. Can you explain it? He said, yes. He said, many years ago, I used to live in the East End of London, in a slum. He said, one night I was in bed. Suddenly I heard the voice of my old grandfather. He said, go down to the backyard, right down to a little bush there, start digging. He said, and soon you'll find all the treasure you'll ever need. He said, the voice was so vivid I had to get up. He said, I got a shovel, I started digging, and sure enough, I came across a chest. He said, when I opened it, it was full of stocks and bonds and diamonds and rubies and gold sovereigns. He said, enough to last me for the rest of my life. They said, can you prove this? He said, yes, I've got a big house, I've got a yacht, I've got a yacht. Thank you very much. And now from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, the suave, sophisticated Jim Backus. Jim, is this the suave, sophisticated Jim Backus?
Yes, that is me.
But why?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, the suit, it's,
Disgusting?
I think the word I'm looking for is yes.
No, let me explain, Max. You see, in Hollywood, I always play the star's best friend, you see, and it's a custom out in Tinselland for the best friend never to outshine the star, and the smaller the star, the lousier I look. So I went to a lot of trouble tonight because you're the star.
True, true. Isn't it funny how you warm to some people right away?
Would you like to hear the story? I'm sorry. Would you like to hear the story about this suit?
No.
And so you shall, Max, so you shall. Now, I've appeared in some 58 pictures.
What's that?
Well, this one, my suit and I, we were appearing with Dean Martin. Actually, we supported him. But, you know, all those stories, you know, he only drinks moderately. Every day, a whole...
case of
moderately. No, he's really a nice fella. No one can hold a candle to him.
If they did, it'd be a hell of an explosion.
Now, you take that.
Where'd you get that?
Right here. Got me right above the heart. This was from a John Wayne picture, see? We had an Indian that didn't know heads from tails. And he came home with the darndest looking scalps. Sort of a intellectual joke.
Where'd you get that?
In your dressing room. No, I'm only kidding. This is a little souvenir from the famous orgy scene in Sound of Music. I can't see Sound of Music. I'm a diabetic.
What happened to the sleeve?
Oh, the sleeve. Well, you see, I got out of a third-story window. I had to shinny down a pipe. I had to over a fence with broken glass, and I had to swim a canal.
Yeah, what film was that?
Wasn't a film. Her husband came home early.
Jim, you've got so many friends here. You know, we've seen you in so many things. We saw that series over here, I Married Joan, where you played the husband.
Yeah, well, they took that off.
And then we saw Gilligan's Island.
Mm-hmm. They took that off.
And then we saw all the Mr. Magoo series.
They took that off.
And you were over here a few months ago, weren't you?
Yeah, in June, I came over specifically to be on the Simon D. Show.
They took that off.
Yes. And now I'm here specifically to be on the Max Bygraves Show. Am I too late?
Jim, do you remember a singing group in America called the Seekers?
Oh, they were very popular, and their big hit was Georgie Girl.
Georgie Girl,
yes.
that's right. Well, the lead singer, the girl singer, has now gone solo, and I think we're in for a wonderful few moments from Miss Judith Durham.
Right.
There she is. There.
The road is hard to find. The torch is flickering feebly, and I might as well be blind. The treetops fight the storm, the tangled briars are rough. The road is hard to find, the dark is light enough. If I could see the shackles loose my feet, I'm free from each handcuff. The road is clearer now, the dark is light enough, and I can see the goal that lies ahead, and I'm not stumbling now, I travel on instead. Your love has made me see the way is not so rough, and I can find the road, the dark is light enough. Yes, I can find the road, the dark is light enough.
That was absolutely lovely, Judith.
Thank you.
And I believe it's from your new album, isn't it, that?
Yes, it is. It'll be out very soon.
And you just got married a few days ago, didn't you?
I did, yes. We were married in Melbourne in November.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's the lucky man over there on the piano. Look, that's her husband. And the last time I saw you, this is quite true, was just a couple of weeks ago in Sydney, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Wasn't the weather beautiful? Gosh, it gets so hot there sometimes that people have Christmas dinner on the beach.
I've been there. I've been there when we've had Christmas dinner on the beach.
Have you really?
I was there 2 years ago. We had roast octopus. It's not as nice as turkey, but everybody gets a leg. And, of course, it's filled with English people over there, isn't it? British people.
Oh, there are lots there, yes. It's not all kangaroos and koalas. We've even got a few hippies there, you know.
I know. I saw one in Sydney. He didn't even intend to go to Australia.
What happened?
He was crossing London Airport and his beads got caught in a Boeing 707. I'll tell you why I like going to Australia. You don't have to have those horrible injections. Everywhere else you have to go, you have to have injections. But Australia, mind you, it's hell going through that sheep dip. I'd love to sing a song with you, Judith.
Oh, I'd love to too.
What about this one? Evening shadows make me blue when each weary day is through. How I long to be with you, my happiness. Every day I reminisce, dreaming of your tender kiss, always thinking how I miss my happiness. A million years it seems have gone by since we shared our dreams, but I'll hold you again. There'll be no blue memories there, where the skies are gray or blue. Any place on earth will do, just as long as I'm with you. My skies are gray or blue, any place on earth, just as long as I'm with you. I'm with you. We'll be back after the coffee break.
Oh, my God! Picturesque London. Oh, this must be the Thames River. What happened to the bridge? Don't raise the bridge. This is my resort wear. My last resort. I want to find out where Buckingham Palace is. I'll ask this officer here. Officer, would you... Oh, excuse me, madam. Would you mind... He's such a big mouth, she won't even talk to me. With a figure like that, you'd figure she'd talk to anyone, wouldn't you? Wearing that ridiculous red dress, you ought to be ashamed. Oh, taciturn English people, I tell you. Every woman has her price. Hello, little bit. Oh, beginning to like it. Oh, my God, it's a tall bear. Excuse me, officer. Liberace's bodyguard. Excuse me, officer.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not allowed to speak.
Oh, let's see now. Would 10 American dollars make any difference?
What do you want to talk about? Politics, religion? British Army secrets, both of them?
This is Buckingham Palace, isn't it?
No, sir, that's my sentry box. Buckingham Palace is the big place at the rear. You'll easily know when you get there. Walk through the main gates until you get shot.
No, I just, son, now look, I use the expression, I just want to get a photograph of you to take back to my little woman, Bruce. Now, what do I have to give you to get a picture?
They usually give me 25th of a second, sir, at F8.
Never could understand your money. Now, what was that all about?
Her Majesty's just gone by, sir.
Wait a minute, where? I missed a great picture.
You certainly did, sir. Things are very bad at the palace. It's not often you see two footmen on the back of a bicycle.
Tell me, son, how do they pick someone to duty like this?
Well, it's traditional, sir. 3 weeks very hard training. The first week, they separate the men from the boys. In the second week, they separate the wise guys from the idiots. In the third week, they have all the idiots out here on sentry guard.
You know, watching you drill, that makes me feel good. The memories came flooding back. I remember in 1956, in World War II, crossing the Rhine. By George, mowing them down like pins in a bowling alley.
World War finished in 1945, sir.
No wonder the Germans were so touchy about it. Tell me something. You know what puzzles me? Every time you stamp your feet like that, you pull that terrible face.
Well, like this, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it's these boots, sir. They're 3 sizes too small and they're killing me.
Well, why don't you get another pair?
Sir, my quarters are lousy. There are no women, the food's awful, and the pay is terrible. The only thing I have to look forward to in life is taking these bloody boots off.
Oh, I wish I wasn't so old to join Her Majesty's Guards.
You're not too old, sir. They'll take anybody nowadays. Look out, here comes my relief.
Excuse me, officer. I'd like to ask you a question.
喂，你嘅行嗰啲啦，唔該你啦，我要揾食啊！呢啲有老婆仔呢樣㗎，行嗰啲快啲唔好喺呢度阻住個檔口啊
Say good night, Wong.
！Good night, Wong.
Say good night, Red.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, George Burns. George. When we're together, it's hands across the sea. On the one hand, it's Bygraves.
On the other hand, it's me.
On the one hand, it's by Jove.
On the other hand, it's G.
That's what we call compatibility. Hoy! We go together like fella goes with bloke.
On the one hand, a cuppa.
On the other hand, a Coke.
On the one hand, it's smashing.
On the other hand, it's hope.
Pals and partners, we're shaking hands across the sea. George, about 10 minutes ago, you were talking to this beautiful young lady. Who was it?
Well, her name is Lisa Miller. She played with me in Las Vegas, and she was with an act called The Kids Next Door. And she remembers all the old Burns and Allen routines. Don't ask me how, because I can't remember.
I'd love to hear one of those routines.
Well, why don't you do it with us?
No, you have to be a straight man to do that. I don't think I'm equipped.
Oh, of course. There's no pressure on you. Don't have to worry about getting any laughs.
Maybe I've been a straight man for years and didn't know it.
Well, let's bring her out and split her between us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lisa Miller.
Lisa, this is Max Bygraves.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Mr. Bygraves. I'm so pleased to meet you. I watch your show all the time in America, and I just love it. Well, in fact, everybody in America loves it.
Lisa, I don't think they show my shows in America.
I know, but my mother told me when I got to England I should be polite.
Your mother must be a very nice woman.
Oh, yeah, she's just like one of the family.
Well, now you know why she remembers all the Burns and Allen routines. Look, Lisa, which routine would you like to do tonight?
Well, there's the one about my brother Philip who sleeps on the floor. And then there's the one about my brother Graham who has the appendicitis scar on his neck.
Well, let's take Philip, the one who sleeps on the floor. Why does he do that?
Well, the doctor says he has high blood pressure.
And he's trying to keep it down? Max, you're on.
Oh, well, you were talking about your Graham brother, Craig? Had an appendicitis scar on his neck?
Yeah, and even when he wears a high collar, you can still see it. In fact, the only time you can't see it is when he takes his shoes off.
George, I don't understand that.
Well, you see, when he takes his shoes off, his neck slips into his collar.
George, I'm beginning to get it. And it's worrying me.
Lisa, what does your brother Graham do?
He's with the FBI.
He is,
They picked him up in Kansas City.
Why did they pick him up?
Well, Kansas is a dry state.
And?
And Graham wasn't in a dry state.
So the FBI picked him up?
Oh, well, they had to. He couldn't pick himself up. Once my brother Graham broke his back on account of a donut.
Broke his back on account of a donut?
He just loves donuts because he talks so much. Well, he never stops.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, with a donut, you can eat and talk through
the holes at the same time?
How could a donut break his back?
Well, Graham's left-handed.
George, you want to take the next line?
Oh, no. No, it's your line. You play with it.
Well, so he's left-handed.
Well, he had this donut in his right-hand pocket, and when he went to take it out with his left hand...
Broke his back, yeah.
Well, if he's got a donut in his right-hand pocket, why didn't he take it out with his right hand?
Well, that's hard to do when you've got your pants on backwards.
He had his pants on backwards?
Well, you see, Graham bought this suit with 2 pairs of pants, and he put 1 pair on frontwards and 1 pair on backwards.
So that he could go either way, I guess, huh?
That's when the truck hit him.
Truck? What truck?
The truck that didn't have his lights lit.
Why didn't the man in the truck have his lights lit?
Well, he didn't have to. It was daytime.
Well, if it was daytime, didn't the man in the truck see your brother coming?
He didn't know he was my brother.
He didn't, huh?
No, he saw 2 pairs of pants coming toward him.
And he drove between them.
You sound like a wonderful family.
We are. We all live together. My father and my brother and my cousin and my uncle all sleep in one bed.
I thought you were going to say you had your grandfather in there with him.
Oh, he was, but he died, so they made him get out.
Max, do you think you had enough?
I think so.
Goodbye, Lisa.
Lisa Miller. When we're together, it's hands across the sea.
On the one hand, it's George Burns.
On the other hand, it's me.
On the one hand, Miami.
On the other hand, Torquay. As a team, we're so complimentary. Boy, we go together, no matter what's in store.
On the one hand, it's a drag man.
On the other hand, a bore.
On the one hand, it's crazy.
On the other hand, it's core. Pals and partners we, though we're from lands across the sea. Our bridge still stands across the sea. We're shaking hands across the sea. George Bird, my friend George Bird. Thank you, sir. George Bird. Very good. Many times you must switch on the television, ladies and gentlemen, and you see these old films, and you hear the dialogue so often, you think the same scriptwriter must have written every film you watch. Now, we play a game at home. We listen for these familiar lines, and we finish them. I'll show you what I mean. How many times you heard this line in the film? White men talk with forked tongue. I do not. Here's another one. Blackmail isn't a pretty word, Inspector. All right, then, what about Primrose? Now, isn't it nice to see those old-time movies on your television screen? The ones with Greta Garbo, over the dish. Shirley Temple, Clara Bow, and Lillian Gish. Don't you want to applaud when you see Eddie Cantor roll his googly eyes? And little Edward G says, now listen to me. I'm running this joint, understand you guys? What a wonderful thing when you hear a young Bing sing Blue of the Night. The great W.C., my little chickadee, always fills me with delight. Aren't you dancing on it when you see Fred Astaire? I drop what I'm doing, it's my favorite viewing, those old-time movie shows. Now, isn't it nice to see the Three Marx Brothers? Somebody sent me the house detective. William Powell, the Thin Man, and Sweet Myrna Lloyd. Charles Boyer and Hedy, oh, what a joy. Cary Grant, Leslie Howard, Ronald Coleman, Noel Coward, as British as the Rose. I love them, adore them, I do my nut for them, those old-time movie shows. Ah, what pleasure it brings when Chevalier sings, I love you, Louise. The Sangoin Follies, the Platinum Dollies, they make me go weak at the knees. Now isn't it nice to see the great Durante? Stand back, folks, here comes the nose. Colossal, stupendous, terrific, tremendous, those old-time movie shows. Here's another one you must have seen. I say, Cynthia, let's get married. I can't, John, it's Lent. Here's another one.
Why do you walk alone, stranger?
I haven't got the faintest idea, love. Taxi.
Kincaid. There's a posse coming. You better cut through Dead Man's Gulch, over Broken Bone Mesa, down into Skull Valley, and through Gallow Tree Pass.
Yeah, let's go the pretty way.
You, show me a cowboy riding side saddle, and I'll show you a gay caballero.
When I'm calling you, will you answer true?
No.
All right, handsome stranger. The password.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about, and if you don't go away, I shall call a policeman.
Correct.
There's a breakout tonight. We're going over the wall. Are you going with us?
No.
Why not?
'Cause I'm the chaplain.
Suppose we go the pretty way.
Then I'll go.
All right.
I've got something to say to you, Cyril. And it isn't going to be easy.
What is it, Cynthia?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Just one more.
Me Tarzan, you Jane.
Boy, do you need glasses?
When Frankie says to Bogart, you dirty rat, you. The pathos, the drama. Who needs Cinerama? Give me an old-time movie show. Ha ha ha. An old-time movie show.
Ah, what a lovely evening we've had. I'd like to thank my guest, George Burns. I asked George why he smokes 25 cigars a day, and he said,
Well, at my age, I've got to hold on to something.
Jim Backus. I'm sure we all remember his most famous saying.
My George, I wish every time I want to.
Isn't that lovely? Judith Durham. I used to think all Australian girls wore long woolly dresses with a big pocket in front. Try to kiss them, they jump a mile. Lisa Miller. That kid worries me. How could her brother Graham be knocked down by a donut without lights because his appendicitis? Ah, Jeff Love and his orchestra. Jeff's got 3 big records behind him. 2 gold, 1 police. The Mike Sam Singers. What a lovely fella Mike is. He's the one in the blue dress. Bob Dixon, we call him the Van Gogh of the piano. He's got no ear for music. Thank you, Sid. Keep associating. The music was beautifully arranged. The writers, thank you, boys, for a great job you did. Cleaning my car. Spike, we put him on a pedestal to keep him away from the bar. The designers, only 4 words for them. Get your hair cut. And William Stewart, the producer, what can I say about him except that he's tall for a producer. Very tall. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.